All these years. And the view at the Alchemy Commission, the tides come and go. But the ancient...
You're a Luofu native, Miss Lingsha?
Yes. I grew up here. Listening to the sound of waves, it's kinda sad, isn't it? Everything...
The view here would...
Oh, really?
Even if it's impressive...
Well, once a seed is... in my humble opinion. My bad. Well, since you went through the entire Ambrosial Arbor crisis firsthand...
What would you like to discuss, Miss Lingsha?
I was lucky enough to be chosen by the Alliance. Honestly, the Alchemy Commission is riddled with problems and has reached a point where fixing it seems impossible.
Well, even though I'm a Vidyadharan like you, I'm an outsider, just like my companions here. I can't really say much about a remedy, but I do have a piece of the Vidyadhara and the Alchemy Commission on the Luofu have always been intricately connected. If you cannot distance yourself from these ties, Miss Lingsha, changing the situation with...
I may not know about politics, but I do know that the disciples of Sanctus Medicus have been operating within the Alchemy Commission for years. If you're determined to root them out, maybe you should discuss it with the general.
I see. Thank you. While the Lux Arrow from the Rainbow possesses unparalleled power to sever the Ambrosial Arbor, it can't sever mortals' desire to prolong their existence. Just like how the Cloud Knights can eliminate the remnants of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus, but are unable to calm the hearts and minds of the people within the Alchemy Commission. Our Xianzhou forebears knew this well, and that's why they entrusted the duty of guarding the roots of the Arbor to the Vidyadhara. However, the Vidyadhara are 30 years ago. My mentor served as Alchemy Commission's Cauldron Master. She recognized the emerging undercurrents and sought to cleanse the source of... Unfortunately, even though she was skilled in the art of healing, she didn't understand the human heart or how to eliminate the sickness lurking within the depths of the Alchemy Commission. In the end... And guess who arbitrated the case and handed down the sentence? None other than General Jing Yuan himself.
What?
You heard it right. The ones responsible for the corruption in the Alchemy Commission are not just the remnants of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus, but... Alas, why is your face turning pale? Don't worry about it. I understand that when someone holds a position of power, they may sometimes have to make tough decisions. I won't hold any personal grudges against him. Besides... Lingsha, you're back! Ugh, I've been waiting Yunli! Why aren't you with your grandpa? What brings you to the Alchemy Commission? Well, let me take this opportunity to introduce...
What a small... You! You stole my sword! Give it...
I see. Let's...
Why do I keep bumping into you? Of course not. Unlike you, Miss Yinli, I have important things to take care of. You, on the other hand, seem to have all...
Grandpa used to say that a sword reflects its master.
I talked to your sword, and it told me that you've been distracted. You hesitate. Now that I see you again, I realize your sword was right. It wasn't me who took your sword.
Do you really expect me to believe that nonsense? I've been taking it easy on you because you're a guest from the Juming, but you're not taking the hint.
Just look at this flying sword. Even if I gave it back to you now, you know the Cloud Knight saying, a Cloud Knight must never let slip their weapon. Yes? Well, sure, I can give it back to you now, but on the battlefield...
Fine! You don't have to give it back, because I'll take it back.
Between these two, who do you think is tougher, Dan Heng? Don't get me wrong.
It is my first day at the Alchemy Commission. A brawl is definitely not how I imagined.
Well, since you don't approve...
I didn't mean it in that way. Since you've already drawn your swords, you'd be. I've received reports that the delves near the Alchemy Commission are still infested with abominations. Seems like my predecessors left quite a mess. So, if you two want to determine who's better,
Clearing out some abominations?
It's the Cloud Knight's duty to eliminate those abominations. You don't have to ask me twice, Miss Lingsha. I'll help you get rid of them.
Oh, you think you're the only one who knows how to behave? If Lingsha needs...
it's so heartwarming to see both of you being so sweet and caring. So that... Ever since the disciples of Sanctus Medicus were eradicated, their experimental abominations have been festering here. If you want a contest, I'll be the referee. The one who kills the most abominations.
Lingsha, as always.
It's for your own good, little Yunli.
That's really thoughtful of you, Cauldron Master.
So, are you both... Ugh. Looks like... Let me say it again. Be careful when you draw your swords, and make sure you don't...
Can we start?
Time to say bye. Boom.
Strike with heart!
I didn't expect someone who can't even hold on to a sword to actually have some skill. Blade and flush! You've got style with those moves, but you're not striking where it counts. It's such a shame to see you misuse your sword like that.
Stand still.
Strike with heart!
Time to say bye. Boom.
Blade and flush! Swords descend!
Strike with heart!
Lance! Forward!
Time to say bye. Boom. Stand still.
World cleansing dragon. Rise!
Time to say bye. Boom.
Blade and flush!
Stand still.
Lance! Forward!
Swords descend! Strike with heart!
Time to say bye. Boom.
See? I won. Your technique was...
All you did was chop down.
Oh. Well then...
If you're trying to pick a fight...
Well fought, my young friends. However, both of you have shortcomings. One of you focuses on dodging and weaving, while the other relies on brute strength.
Who are you?
Me? I'm just a patient seeking medicine from the Alchemy Commission. A passerby, if you will. I thought I'd see my fill of impressive fights during the war dance. Yet here I am, able to witness a remarkable fight at the Alchemy Commission. However, I have a small suggestion for you. Why don't you settle this dispute fair and square in the war dances ring? That way, you can resolve your different...
Grudges? No, not at all. Yunli and I...
Sparring? You summoned your flying swords, and she swung her sword with full strength. No grudges between you. I don't believe it.
Aha! What brings you here, Lady Fei Xiao? Have you finished your health consultation with the Dragon Lady?
Fei Xiao? Grandpa!
The Merlin's Claw of the Xianzhou Yaoqing?
Looks like I'm quite famous on the Xianzhou Lafu, too.
Of course! Everyone has heard of the Great General, known to all.
Great General? Isn't that title a bit too narcissistic? I don't like it. Ooh, I heard there's a dozing general on the Lafu, so I came up with a humble nickname for myself. The Lacking General. Lacking in worries, regrets, and rivals. Sounds much better, right?
Yeah, that's a bit. Now that the sparring session is over, Yanqing and Yunli, shouldn't you politely thank General Fei Xiao for her guidance and bury the hatchet?
Here's your sword. Keep it safe. Or it might get taken away again.
This is how she apologizes? Now that I finally got my sword back, I should report to the Seat of Divine Foresight. I'll take my leave, General Fei Xiao. Oh, by the way, Miss Lingsha, if you've got some free time, I'd like to invite you to the Seat of Divine Foresight for a chat with General Jingyuan. I think there's more to those personal...
Thanks for stepping in, General Fei Xiao. Otherwise, I'd have had to knock them out with my incense.
Not at all. Just doing what you asked. How about we call it even as payment for the healer lady's consultation?
Sorry, but even a general needs to pay their bills. We don't do credit here. And let's not forget, you'd have been waiting decades for a chance to see the Dragon Lady if it weren't for me.
Well, you can always send the bill to the Seat of Divine Foresight and say it's for mentoring those kids. After all, it was quite the effort splitting them up. I nearly had to get tough. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to find a... Back already? You've met with Jing Yuan and wandered around for a few hours. So, what do you think?
It appears that the Divine Foresight is using this war dance as a show of strength to convince everyone that the Luofu is prospering after the Ambrosial Arbor crisis.
But... I know you're going to say but, right?
But the influx of people attending the war dance is like a breeding ground for disorder and rumors.
The Cloud Knights on the streets remain vigilant. So at the very least, General Jing Yuan is aware of this. As for other matters,
I'd prefer to be excused from future meetings with generals. I'm just a military healer. And now all of a sudden I'm thrust onto the center stage having cordial chats with...
My work doesn't lend itself to being in the limelight either.
Just stop whining. At least you're in one piece, right? Before getting in touch with General Jing Yuan, I wanted to put aside my assumptions and see his momentum. That includes the overall bearing of the Cloud Knights on the street, what people are...
The might of an army dwells not within its pawns, but within the force of its collective momentum. Recognize...
A perfectly clear statement turned confusing thanks to your translation. You've made me lose where I was now. Anyway, this is how I operate in battle, so you might as well get...
Are you treating General Jing Yuan as your enemy?
The longest-serving general of the Xianzhou Luofu. Do you think he'd have only a few enemies?
By the way, General, you met the healer lady, yes? Could you show me the...
Well, the healer lady couldn't do anything about my condition. She just told me to enjoy some taste.
So not even the famed healer lady could help? Don't worry. I'll fulfill my promise and find a way to cure you. Actually, I've found some leads.
Well, life and death, Jiao Chou. It's all predetermined. Upon starting my military career, I made a pledge that the rest of my life would be dedicated to being the Xianzhou spearhead, hunting down the abominations of abundance till the end of my days. As long as I can fulfill that deep-seated desire. You asked if I view General Jing Yuan as my enemy. No. My real enemy.
Enjoy some tasty food. So, what...
Jeez. You really know how to read the room, don't you?
You guys figure it out for yourselves. I'm due to catch up with an old war friend I've not seen for quite a long time.
Hey! Was that the Yao Qing I mean, when Yun Li swung that massive sword, she just casually blocked her attack?
Mine too.
Yeah. But to go up against Yun Li is quite impressive, you know? You think so too, right?
I agree. General Fei Xiao is...
I was talking about Yen.
Thanks for the kind words, Miss March. The war dance is coming up, and I've been chosen to represent the Cloud Knights in the ceremony. I've had my fair share of defeats lately, and even though I know there are always more skilled sword masters out there, seeing General...
Don't underestimate yourself. After all, Generals won't fight in the ring during the war dance. Just remember the state of mind you had when you single-handedly took on me.
I see. Thanks for the advice, Master Danheng. By the way, now that today's events are over, General Jing Yuan wants to invite all of you to the seat of...
I bet it's about how to deal with the general.
I really don't want to get caught up in grown-up games so soon. I just hope Generals Fei Xiao and Hua Yan can see the truth. We don't need any more chaos on the Luofu before the war dance.
Earlier at the Palace of Astral, I introduced these guests from the Astral Express to you, Elder Huayan. But with all the people around, we only exchanged pleasantries. Now, I'd like to officially introduce... These three braved great dangers, accompanying me...
Well, I skimmed through the reports about the Ark, but despite all that, I believe in you. Since you joined the ranks, you have repeatedly achieved remarkable feats. After the High Cloud Quintet each went their separate ways, despite the many criticisms within. Over the years, you've served the Alliance with loyalty and wisdom. You've taken down abominations in Thalassa, rescued the Xianzhou Yuchui from a siege, and destroyed the demonic planet summoned by... There are fools who doubt your loyalty. They're happy to see the divine foresight fail because it gives them some kind of... But I've seen enough failures in my time, and I want to believe that your loyalty has never wavered.
So, General Fei Xiao of the Yaoqing is the only one investigating the ambrosial...
No.
This old man's words always catch me off.
The Marshal ordered me to come to the Xianzhou Luofu, but the document only says, attend the war dance and listen to Fei. The Marshal is well aware of Jing Yuan's purpose in holding the ceremony and understands the situation he is facing. She mentioned it because she believes...
Thanks for your kindness and sincerity, Elder Huayan. But is it appropriate to tell everyone here about the Marshal?
By introducing the Express's witnesses to me alone, aren't you aiming to discern the intentions behind both my actions and Fei Xiao's? And whether there's any discord between us? As for the Ambrosial Arbor crisis, all I need to do is listen. General Fei Xiao will be the one asking the questions. To be honest, I'm more concerned about the timely start of the war dance. Oh, by the way, I've prepared a gift for the warden. Yes, it's this cake. There will be numerous contests and celebrations during the war dance, and the main event will be the Ringmaster's Challenge. The host will dispatch a skilled warrior to take on challengers from all over the cosmos, showcasing the excellent martial arts of the Xianzhou Lawfu. When you mentioned that the Astral Express would be attending the ceremony...
You humor me, Elder Huayan. The healer lady is just a young...
I'm no match to you.
What's this box for?
This sword case is intended for the War Dance's award. It's empty now, but in a few days, precious... I don't mean to boast about our skills, but this sword represents the pinnacle of the Ju-Ming's craftsmanship. It has a legendary history, full of heroic tales from foreign lands. Tales that are too detailed to be summarized in just a few words. Since I've been wondering, who would be worthy of such a sword? And then it hit me. I can award it to the champion of the ring. Moreover, I hear that Yan Xing is an excellent swordmaster, and that he will be representing the Lawfu as the ring.
Thank you for your generosity, Elder Huayan.
If you want to give me a sword, just say the word, Grandpa. No need to beat around the bush.
You've got confidence, my girl, but I don't think you can...
I know you're all about swords, Miss Yunli. It's just a shame that it's the sword that...
Yeah, and even if someone gets their hands on such a precious sword...
The outcome of our duel at the Alchemy Commission is still up in the air. Since you're interested, why don't you represent the Xianzhou Juming?
That's exactly what I had in mind. Nobody knows who's gonna come out on top. It could be me, could be someone else. It'll probably be me. Not to be rude or anything. We've been watching their drama. I'm dying to find out who beats him.
Quiet down. We have other guests here. I've prepared this sword to add some excitement to the ceremony, not to... While you both seem confident that you'll win, you need to remember there can only be one winner and one loser in the ring, which could lead to harm. We don't know who the winner will be, and it might not be either of you. But if you're eyeing that prize, you'll need to work together. I want you to take on an apprentice who will take part in the war dance and win at least...
How does that make sense?
In my humble opinion, while a Cloud Knight is commendable by securing victories, I'd be greatly pleased if this apprentice could represent the Express in the war dance by displaying their Cloud Knight...
Well, Elder Huayan's idea is quite interesting. Imparting swordplay skills requires teamwork, and both the winner and the loser will learn a valuable lesson regardless of the outcome.
Huh? Who? Wait.
I noticed just now that Miss March seemed quite interested in the outcome of your sword fight. So I thought, why not?
Oh, wait. Are you serious, General? Why am I being dragged into this all of a sudden? I've never practiced swordplay before. I'm a total newbie. You really think I can learn it? Well, you'll probably realize I have no hope.
Things are already complicated enough as they are.
He strikes like lightning. Does Mr. Don Hong really need anyone's guide? As for Miss March, she's like a piece of jade in the rough, just waiting.
I appreciate your kind words, General Huayan. But won't teaching me swordplay be a waste of Yanqing and Yunli's time? Plus, I heard that each swordmaster has their own special moves. What if they let something slip while teaching me? If everyone knows each other's tactics... That's considerate of you, March 7th. But don't worry. It'll take you at least a decade of hard training before you can even start learning special moves. No need to freak out. A few...
Looks like March's curiosity has been...
The whole point is to know each other's moves. Defeating your opponent in just one move? How boring would that be? Plus, what really...
So Miss Yunli has already agreed.
General, I haven't graduated yet. How can I be qualified to teach?
So you're admitting your defeat, huh? If you're not even competent to teach, why don't you let me?
Yangqing, teaching an apprentice is also a way of honing your own skills and gaining insights. You've been an apprentice for years.
I see, General. Then count me in.
Now that Yangqing has agreed too, it all comes down to Miss March.
It's up to you.
At least that way, I won't have to worry about you accidentally shooting me in the butt all the time.
Hey, I've never. Then I'm on board. Thank you for your kindness.
Great! Starting tomorrow, Yenqing and Yun Li will teach you the basics. Yun Li and I will head out and purchase some sword practice equipment for Miss March. Think of it.
You're too kind. Wait, you're giving me a gift? General Huayan's gone. Wait, why does something feel off about what we talked about? I think we strayed off topic. How did things even...
Yeah, I brought you here because the General said he had some important matters to discuss. But how in the world?
Because General Huayan wants us to stick around on the Luofu for some. But from his point of view, we're no different from all the other tourists who may leave at any time. Since the crew's actions were mentioned in the Luofu's operations log were given to the Alliance, he probably wants to see firsthand if we're as capable as the report claims, or if we're just some made-up excuse to save face. And he wants to see it for himself during the war dance, which is why he even dragged Yun Li into this. What began as a simple contest between two sword masters has now evolved into...
Elder Huayan is still that tricky general who likes to give My apologies. Truth be told, I invited all of you to the ceremony because I wished for you to act as my witnesses. In the coming weeks, I'll also invite all of you to a meeting with General Fei Xiao, where you may need to answer her questions and clear up any doubts she might have.
Don't worry, General. No matter what happens, I'm prepared to stay here as the Express's...
Thank you, everyone.
General, I know there isn't much I can do to share your burden. As the Luofu Ringmaster, I won't let anyone defeat me in the war dance.
I know.
The illustrious Merlin's Claw waiting for me? And for so long, too? It's quite an honor. It's been a while, General Fei Xiao. It's been 30 years since we last saw each other. Right, Yuko? Yes. Back then, you were the vanguard of the Yao Qing's Verdant Knights, and I was a pilot of the Luofu's Rainbow Orbit Fleet. Who would have thought that upon meeting again, you'd be a general, and I'd have given up flying? Really does feel like a lifetime ago. Well, I wouldn't say I haven't seen you in 30 years. After all, your great victories are announced through the Yellow Bell resonance system every day. So I'm well aware of... Still stable, I suppose. Do you still remember the medic who saved me in battle? That healer with the odd name and peculiar temperament. What was his name again? Was it Pichu? Or Kachio? Jiao Cho. He's been my retainer and personal healer, delegated by the Alchemy Commission from the Xianzhou Yao Qing. Over the years, he's dedicated himself to managing my condition. It's thanks to him that I'm still in good health today. Given my background, I'm happy to have made it this far.
I'm relieved to know that you're safe and sound. Well then, since you and Elder Hua Yen are here, I imagine you must have received orders from the Marshal? As your friend, may I ask how the Alliance intends to punish the General of...
The Arbor's rebirth has frightened the elders who lurk behind the scenes. They fear the resurgence. Although the report from the Lawfu explained all the details, we don't know if the Ruin Legion really invaded, or how exactly the Stellaron Hunters and the Astral Express became involved. As you know, the fugitive Jing Liu, who mysteriously disappeared many years ago, has resurfaced. This time, she has brought along an Outworlder and a coffin, claiming to offer. The Lawfu Preceptor has also leveled accusations against Jing Yuan for neglecting the Alliance's principles. She asserts that Jing Yuan enabled the exiled Imbibitor Lunae to re-enter the Lawfu, thereby unlocking the lunarescent depths within Scale Gorge Waterscape, which in turn disrupted the Vidyadhara's dutiful watch over the Ambrosial Arbor. It is for these reasons that I have come here to the Lawfu today. Well, duty calls. Perhaps I shouldn't have mentioned all of this to an uninvolved person, but since we once fought together, I didn't want to keep you in the dark. Perhaps pretending you didn't hear any of this would be for the best.
I understand. I'm sorry. I was out of line. I know I shouldn't be defending General Jing Yuan right now, but the Lawfu has enjoyed centuries of stability since the end of the sedition of Imbibitor Lunae, much of which can be attributed to General Jing. Unfortunately, for long-life species, enduring through the ages always culminates in a failure that undoes all.
That's true. And that's why I'm also here for another.
Hule? You mean that Hule? The Borisin warhead? The same Hule who has been imprisoned in the Shackling prison for over 7 centuries?
The nemesis of the Foxians who will never be forgiven and shall be imprisoned until the end of the cosmos. I can't quite remember the exact wording, but...
Usually, only emissaries from the Xianzhou Yaoqing Skyfaring Commission visit him once every century.
The Foxians and the Alliance made a pact to combat the abominations, aiming to achieve justice and free their kin. That werewolf monster is to be forever, given the situation on the Lawfu. Those on the Yaoqing are concerned about Hule's imprisonment. I'm afraid that the routine... That's why I was sent here, to reassure them.
It's all bad news.
Well, not everything. There might be a silver lining. Oh, by the way...
Tell me more.
The Verdant Knights followed the route you mentioned and discovered the wreckage of the Whistling Flame ship. Unfortunately, there were no survivors and no... However, someone had already been on the scene before we arrived.
Our people?
No, neither. Yukon, have you heard of a person named Ron May?
I'm still feeling sleepy. Did I oversleep?
There you are. It's an honor to learn from you, Master Yanqing. Oh, in all those immersions and novels I watched, when apprentices want to pay their respects to their masters, they usually bring fancy gifts. Hey, why are you blushing, Master Yanqing?
This is, the first time someone has called me master. Let me make it clear. Swordplay training is about improving your body, mind, and strength. It's not a casual game you can master overnight. I promised General Payen that I'd teach you Cloud Knight swordplay, so you can participate in the war dance, and
Is it too late for regrets?
honestly, I'm not sure what I'll do either, because I've never been a teacher before. So, Miss March?
You need to toughen up and train her properly, Master Yenqing. Don't go easy on her.
You're so heartless. By the way,
I've found a quiet spot in the back garden of the Palace of Astrum for our first lesson again.
seriously? It's the first day and you two are already late? Why is everyone on the Luofu so laid back?
Master Yun Li, you're already here. Sorry.
Oh, wait. Were you trying to teach her in secret?
I'm just showing you what Luofu etiquette is all about. She might be my apprentice, but it's customary for them. As the host, I'll be teaching Miss March the essence of Luofu swordplay, after which she'll emerge victorious in the war dance ring. You won't be complaining about Luofu's...
Stand aside, rookie. Let me show you how we Ju Ming sword masters treat their... Quickly. Over here, Miss March. This is a reverse mentorship gift from me to you.
What's this? Xianzhou cloak?
Sword practice requires precise movements. This outfit is tailored to fit perfectly and allows for smooth movements. I even added some small accessories.
You're awesome, Master Yun.
See? See? How can you compete with me? I'll teach March 7th the essence of Ju Ming.
Actually, I've prepared...
Huh? You have a gift for...
Since you want to learn swordplay, Miss March, you'll need suitable weapons. So, I went out of my way to prepare a pair. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to ask the craftsman to customize the swords for you. But I did my best to choose ones that look nice and are suitable.
Thank you, Master...
Bet you didn't see that one coming, did you?
The real competition is just getting started.
I'm so lucky to have two great masters. But why does it feel like things are getting a bit... So what do you think, masters? Does this outfit suit me?
Perfect. I chose it carefully. It's perfect for beautifully...
All right, let's get started with the training. The person next to me is a Cloud Knight instructor I've brought in. For your first lesson, try exchanging a couple of moves with him.
Wait. We're having actual combat training for...
Well, I heard you have some experience with archery and martial arts. The first thing we're going to do is see just how strong your fundamentals are. Come on. Step forward and strike with the sword in the most natural way you can think of. It's important for us to grasp your natural movements so we can decide where to start and what you need to learn.
If you're ready, let's be...
Well, I heard you have some experience with archery and martial arts. Come on. Step forward and strike with the sword in the most natural way.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Then I apologize in advance.
Please have some tea.
Close attention, Miss March. Lawfu swordplay is all about being swift and agile in your movements.
Right on time. Yes, you! Ignore him. Strength is everything. Right on time. Like this?
Well done!
Great job! Mountains fall! Yes, you! Practice is over. Swords descend! Within the self, not the sword.
How many can you block?
I'm starting to get the hang of it.
Swordplay.
Right on time. Oh, I get it. What? So hard. Focus mind. Here I come. Time to show you what I can really do. Azure Dragon. White Tiger. Eating less calm. Watch this! What are you mumbling about? Isn't this sword technique? Shouldn't I be saying something cool? I could take 10 of you. Here you go, Master. Right on time. Leap through clouds.
How many can you block?
Nice job. Ready to shine. Here you go, Master. Yes, you. I didn't expect the first lesson.
Miss March has quick hands and a flexible body. She's a perfect fit for practice.
However, she lacks strength, and her strikes were a bit unfocused. But don't worry, it's totally normal for beginners. Once she starts practicing Juming swordplay, she'll make heaps of progress.
Given the situation, I believe Miss March should start by working her
Strength. Seriously, do you actually...
I could ask you the same thing. Dual swords require a...
Instead of focusing on her strengths, we should address her weaknesses.
The skilled sword masters know how to play to their strengths and work...
You're quite the
theorist. You claim to be able...
Hey, it's only